Hi everyone, in this video we will do a revision on the database. So first of all, you need to make sure you have all the required source file. So the source file needed should be the hothouse design DB, then the car XLS file, and a car logo file. So let's look at in the questions. You should be given a hothouse design database. And in this database, it should have two tables. One is car table, another one it should be the part table. So it's already pre-given to you a part table. So let's open the database, have a look. So let's enable the content. So when you get your database ready, let me adjust the view so that you can see all the tools in a proper manner. So this is what you have in your pre-given database. You have a part table. So let's double click to open the part table, and you can also observe what is the data type. So remember, part ID is in auto number data type, part name is in the short text data type. So in the questions, you need to actually identify the data type for the employee table, and these are the field names or other fields we have in this table. So if you read through the questions, you will realize that in question number 5, you need to actually create a relationship between the car and the part table, and the relationship should be a one-to-many relationship between part in the car table and the part ID in the part table. So therefore, you need to make sure you have the correct data type. You have the correct data type for the part field. So recall back in the part ID under part table, it is a auto number data type. Okay, so the data type for the car ID. So for us to observe, okay, it will be good you actually open up your car Excel file, okay, your spreadsheet file, and you can see that this car ID, this is the data we're going to save. So it includes some alphabet number, alphabet and the number, or even if you don't open the file, you can actually observe from question number 7, which the car ID details, where you can see there is an alphabet, there is a number. So in this case, auto number is no longer suitable. Okay, auto number is no longer suitable here. The better options for this car ID should be actually a short text. Then model ID, so refer back to the sample. So these are the sample data, right? So you should use again short text for your data type. And then the next one is the verb, which is actually 1 as the value. So we can actually set it as a number data type. Okay, engine size is also a number data type. Then cost price, so anything regarding the money, we can actually set it as currency. Then color, so it could be a short text data type. So port is the one which I emphasized just now, because we're going to create the relationship. So port ID is an auto number, therefore this one should be a number data type, that only you can create the link later on. Then country is a short text data type. So once you identify your data type, now you can actually go to create this database. So let's go and create the database table. So go to create table. So we create the table, perform save the table as the name employees, and go to the design view in order to put in our relevant data, relevant field name and the data type. So car ID, it should be short text now. Then the model should be short text. Then the field should be in the number data type. Engine size is a number data type. And then cost price is a currency. Cost price is a currency. Then color is the short text data type. Then port, because we want to link with number ID, port ID later on, so we have to use number data type. Then country is in the short text. So at the same time, you need to identify a suitable primary key. So in this case, the suitable primary key should be the car ID. So we need to set primary key for the car ID here. So once you've done this, you can save your table and then switch it to the datasheet view. So this is how it should look like at the moment. So after the table have been created, you can create your screenshot accordingly. So you can actually launch your Word document. So you prepare this evidence document. So in question number 2, you have to take the screenshot showing the cars table's field name, data type, and the primary key. So make sure that it is fully visible. So go to your design view. So take a screenshot. You got to screenshot at least like this, okay, where your field name, data type, and the primary key are fully visible. So you can write down step number 2. So this is what you can shoot. In the color field, add the following options as a lookup value in a combo box. So a combo box is actually the options which we allow our user to actually select the data into the table. So you have to actually include it as a lookup value for your color field. So in order to do this, go to the color field. Under data type, select the lookup wizard. So at the lookup wizard, we choose type in the value which we want. Next. So it's one column of the data. So we just type in the value needed here. So after you got the value in, then you just need to make sure you show it with the label of color, and we can actually limit the list to be edited so that your user are able to add in more data. It will be restricted to the 6 value which we already set in. Then finish. So to check it out, you can actually go to your color tab, a color field, go to the lookup tab. You can see that the value have been actually inserted. Then when you go to your datasheet view, so save it. So under the color field, you can see this is the options. So because just now I select, we allowed it to be added, right? So this one will be enabled. So if let's say you don't want it to be edited, you can always go to limit to list. Instead of yes, you have to change it to no. So when you change it to no, save it, go to the datasheet view, have a try. Oh, sorry, because we don't allow it to be edited, so I have to change to no here. So save it. So over here you can see that you cannot edit anymore. These are the 6 options which we can only select from. So after we done this, then the next thing is we can actually import the data into the cars table by taking in the data from the cars spreadsheet file. And in this round, you are given an Excel file. So after import, you should have about 100 records. So to check the 100 records, what you have to do is you have to actually go to, make sure you close the table first, XML data, new data source, from file, Excel. You have to select under import section. So import Excel. So browse to the folder, get the source file we have. So select the data file, then choose append a copy to the employee table because you already prepared the table. So click OK. So you will make sure, okay, it's come from the worksheets of cars. And then next, so because first row contains the correct field name, so you need to make sure when you key in the field name, it should be exactly the same. So if any typo, they are unable to actually match. So next, and then finish. So all the data will be actually import fully. So this is how you can actually prepare your import actions. And just a touch up for you, in order to screenshot showing us how you prepare this color field, you can go to the lookup tab. So make sure you screenshot like this, which you are able to show us all the correct setting. So that is for just now the question step number 3, the lookup setting. So you can always adjust your pictures, okay, your screenshot. Make sure your descriptions and the picture support is always in the same page. Then the next screenshot you need to supply is actually the screenshot of your cars table to show that you have 100 records. So go to datasheet view, screenshot, include the table name, and at the bottom, this one haven't shown the record number yet, so I have to make sure the record number is fully shown. Then only we screenshot now. So here you have 22 of 100 because I selected the data at row number 22. Okay, so you can actually screenshot this way. So step number 4, the records in the table. Then the next step, set up a relationship between the cars and the pods table. So in order to set up the relationship, you must close the table first. Go to the database, choose relationship. So include both tables. So you have to link the pod ID in the car, the pod in the car in the employee table, link to the pod ID. So enforce referential integrity created. Okay, so you can actually save the relationship and close it. I just realized there is a typo over here. Instead of employee table, I'm sorry, this one, sorry for the mistake here. It should be a car table, not employee table. So since we see this is the mistake here, right? So what we can do is, you already created your table, right? So you can right click, make sure you close the table, then rename. You can rename it as a car. So when you do this rename, right, you can see that under relationship, okay, because we rename already, the relationship have been actually forfeit. So you just need to recreate the relationship, okay, and enable it back. So this is how it should look like. So you can just screenshot to support. So this is what you can do for your relationship creation. So step number 5 for the relationship. Okay, so since we amend for the name of the table, right, we just need to touch back our screenshot for this for this evidence. So you can actually put it back, just replace the picture. The same thing go for the details, okay, the table structure. So just need to do the re-screenshot. So I just touch back for the screenshot so that the data and the file name, table names are all consistent. Okay, so after we done our questions 5, we can move on to question number 6, which we need to create a form for the cars table. And in this form, you have to set the title with car specifications and insert a logo picture for the form, okay, and then make sure the form is fully visible, and we have the form header, black color background, white color text, and try to add a add record button for this form. So to create the form, click on the car table, go to create, use the form feature. So basically the form will be almost like auto created for us, with most of the field being shown properly and the appropriate text box and also the drop down menu have been created for us. So what we need to do is we need to actually set the title for the car specifications. So just click on the car. You are now under the layout view of the form. So you can click on the title, click one more time. So append the name of the of the form for the form. So car specifications. Okay. So next we continue with adding a logo for the form we created. So click on the logo. This is a logo. Go to the logo icon under the form layout design. So the logo unit. So the logo actually not fully visible. So to make it fully visible, you can right click properties. So go to the size mode. Instead of click, change it to scratch or zoom. So the whole logo picture will be fully visible. So after we make the logo picture, then it is fully visible. Now we're going to change the form header background to black and the text to white color. So to do this, just need to click on the header. So if you can't differentiate where is the header and footer, you can always switch it to the design view of your form. So over here, you can see very clearly, this is the form header, this is the detail. So you can click on the text box for your car specifications. Go to the Format tab, change the font color to white first, then select the form header, and under the fill color background, fill it with black. So it is going to be black color for the background. So this is how we actually modified the design. So the last one we did in the form is we're going to create a new record button, add new record button in this form. So to do this, under design view will be slightly easy to do because you can draw the dimension of the button you want. So choose the form design. Under the control sections, you can see this is the button. So click on the button. You'll realize that your cursor changed the icon. Your cursor become a plus with a button icon. So you can actually draw the dimension of the icons you need. Then because we need to add a new record, so it's under record operations. So you can choose different operations based on the category here. Then in this case, we want create new record. So we go for record operations, add new record. So go to next. So you can choose a text-based button or the picture-based. So a picture. So and I will encourage, it will be good if you actually put in the name of your button properly. So when you next want to refer to add record button. So once the whole record, the whole form has been created, you can actually switch form view to cross-check with this form plan to have. Then you can actually click once. Well, this is the functions of the button. So if you are satisfied with this design, you can always go back to save. So save your form, FRM form. In these questions we have a specific name we want. We want to save it as car specifications as car specific. So this is the form created. So after you created the form, you can close it. Okay. So next one, using the form created, okay, add the following record into your cars table. So these are the details needed for your cars table. So what we need to do is we just need to double click to open the form we created just now. Then click the add new record button. So here is the place you need to type in the record. So you got to refer to these questions. So these are the data we need to key in. So just key in accordingly. So here we're going to key in the data now. 377 C 15423 and then the model is micro. So this is 1,600. The price is 850. And for the color, now you can see the usage. So here you can actually select. So it is red color, so we select red color. So the part here will be 2, and then country code is UK. So once we've done this, you can actually perform the save button to save it, or just use Ctrl S to save your record. So a new record will be added. So instead of 100 record right now, you have 101 records. So after we have this record created or added in, so we can take a screenshot to show the record which has been actually inserted into the table. So what we can do is just screenshot this way. So this is your next evidence for step number 7. So this is the complete evidence for your record adding. Then the last question here, you need to actually create a query to identify blue cars from UK. So you have blue cars and from UK, and what we need you to display, okay, to show is actually car ID, model, field, engine size, cost price, colors, and also the part name. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 fields we need to show. So in order to show this, we need to use the query. So let's create query design. So include the 2 tables we are having. So adjust it so that we can fully see all the fields we have in both tables. So the first thing to display is the car ID. We always refer to what we want to display first. Then only we take note on what criteria. So we go for the car ID, then model, then field, engine size, car cost price, color. We want port name, not port or port ID. So you have to select the port name from the port table. How are we able to get the port name is because actually port ID and port, they are actually linked through the relationship. So by having the port in the car table, we are able to get the corresponding port name. Okay, so next one we go for the criteria. So the first criteria is actually it should be a blue car. So the blue car is handled by the color for blue. So under the criteria, we got to type blue in order to pull up the car. And we need one more information, which is the car should be from UK, okay, the country. So we have to get for the country, but in this case, we didn't select for the country. So we need to select the country, but we uncheck the checkbox for show. Then the criteria, we put UK. So once you've done this, you can try to run your query and see this is the result you will get. So if you're not too sure whether you do it correctly or not, you can show your country, run, so you can see all the countries will be written. So remember to uncheck the checkbox because this is not the field required to show. So this is what you need to do for your query, and you can save your query, and this is criteria you have to screenshot because you need to show us what are the details you use in order to do the data pull out or extract. So 3 criteria. And the next one is run the query and screenshot the full record, including how many records have been written. So this is the last screenshot you need to show for this worksheet. So that's all for this video, and I hope with this explanation you are clear on some of the basic concepts or some of the basic features in the Access DBMS. Thank you.